Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Spoop. I'm your host, Don, and today we're talking about Suitable Flesh, which is a recent horror film starring Heather Graham exclusive on Shudder, and is a modern retelling of There's Something on the Doorstep by H.P. Lovecraft. So, Brian, after I talk about this, I would love to see you weigh in on your thoughts of that story compared to this story when you get the opportunity to see it. As per usual on Let's Talk Spoop, we break things down into 6 separate categories. Those 6 separate categories are story, acting, music, atmosphere, look, and finally creep. So without further ado, let's jump into Suitable Flesh. Story. So story of Suitable Flesh is Heather Graham is in an insane asylum in the opening. She's talking to her bestie, who is a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever. I don't difference. I'm sorry. And Heather Graham apparently is also a psychiatrist, therapist of some sort, and she's gone a little nutso. And so she starts to explain kind of what is going on and why she's now in this asylum, why she killed somebody, and they need to burn the body, essentially. The opening to this and a lot of this honestly gave me very strong In the Mouth of Madness feel, which is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and it makes sense because In the Mouth of Madness is John Carpenter's version of a Lovecraft story. Overall, I thought the story was pretty interesting. Essentially, what it breaks down to is Heather Graham is getting body swapped by some young kid over and over and over again, and she needs to stop it because by the third time it happens, she's boned, uh, metaphorically speaking. Also, she does physically bone in this movie. You get to see Heather Graham's boobs, which is nice. She's holding up pretty well. I liked them. But that's beside the point. The story, I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5. I thought the story was real good. I like this kind of existential horror, so I gave it a good score. Acting. The movie stars Heather Graham, and Heather Graham essentially plays 2 separate characters. She is Beth, the psychiatrist therapist, and she's also a man in her own body. And I thought she did a really good job. She definitely swings back and forth on the psycho spectrum, and I thought it was phenomenal. Other actors, Judas Lewis, and oh crap, let me make sure I say these correctly. Judah Lewis and Barbara Crampton play kind of your 2 main supporting characters. Judah being the boy whose soul keeps transmigrating to her body, and then Barbara Crampton is her best friend, who's a psychiatrist. Overall, I really loved Heather Graham in this. I thought that she nailed this role from uh, just the slow descent into questioning your own sanity and also playing 2 essentially different characters. I thought was really good. Overall, acting in this, her, Barbara Crampton, Judah Lewis, everybody that was in this, I thought did a pretty good job. So I give it a 4 out of 5. It's also just really nice to see Heather Graham again. Music. Yeah, I got nothing on the music. It's a 2.5 out of 5, per usual. Nothing special, but at least it kept you in it. Atmosphere. So, the atmosphere in this movie is good. It was engrossing enough to keep me involved. There are some parts in it where I'm just like, why are you doing this? And that kind of took me out of it a bit, but overall, not bad. So, 3 out of 5 for atmosphere. Look, there is some good body horror in this. The soul transmigration is apparently extremely painful, and they do a really good job of showing that. So for look, I give it a 4 out of 5 because there's not like a spooky monster or anything like that, but what there is to see, they did a really good job with. And finally, creep. This movie's not scary, but it is kind of creepy. The concept is creepy. What's happening is creepy. It makes you think about like kind of the tenuous hold on reality that you have sometimes. So I give it a 2.5 on the creepiness factor. It's not going to make you jump out of your skin, but it will make you think and it will keep you uncomfortable, especially with some of the imagery. So we've tallied up those scores. We give it a 3.33 out of 5. I cannot recommend this movie enough. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Go check it out on Shudder. Brian, if you get the opportunity, please check it out. Maybe do another review or just let me know what you thought. I would really like to know your thoughts because you are our H.P. Lovecraft guru. So I'd really like to know what you think about this movie and their interpretation. The rest of you, because I know a lot of you watch Brian's stuff, a lot of you might also be Lovecraft fanatics. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this. Think about liking, think about subscribing. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. We've got 2 months left. So please, please, please help us get there. And yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye.